G'day guys, how you going? Back out on the creek today. We got a couple nice gravel bars through here. This is a different creek again to where I normally go. On this creek you don't get much chunky gold. It's all fine, real fine. A lot of mustard gold, a lot of really fine gold. I haven't seen a single picker from here. So we're not going to get a lot of gold today. We're not going to get anything that's impressive, but I can guarantee we're going to get a little bit of gold. It's not much, but it definitely helps with the itch. We did a bit better than I expected for the first pan anyway. I'll just turn yours around. Bit of gold in there and a lot more chunk than I'm used to. It's a couple of little zircons as well. Topaz, sorry. Second pan out of that hole. Not a bad result. Looks like I got most of it in the first hit, but I'm happy with this bit here. Righto, we've just done our third pan. Quite a bit of colour in there. Now this is what I'm saying about the gold being very fine. There's nothing in there that's really chunky, but in terms of spec count, the spec count's fairly high. If you were to get a couple blokes in here and just work these crevices and have a big sluice running or a high banker or something, you'd do alright for the day. Oh well, let's keep getting into it. Plenty more crevices to get into. Still getting a decent spec count. Like I said, nothing huge. It is smaller gold, but at least we can consistently pull it out here. I reckon another 400 pans like that, and I'll have myself a couple of grams. What we've been doing along here, these bedrock riffles, very much like a sluice. They come up and they go in and they just cut across the stream, perpendicular. Flow comes down here. When it's flooding, it's roaring, the water comes all the way up to here. So these are very much basically sluice riffles right in the middle of the river, which is why we're getting decent spec counts out of them. I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty happy with that. Actually got a piece there that's quite reasonable. It's chunky, I'd almost call it a picker. And the spec count in there, you know, it's hard to tell on camera because they are small bits up the top there, but the spec count must be 70 pieces, 70 shows of colour to the pan. I definitely wouldn't mind getting a sluice and working this joint. That's the next thing I'm going to have to buy, a sluice. Here you go guys, this is for those of you that are into your gemstones. I'm just working through here, working these bedrock riffles. Gone up to grab my crevicing tool, and I've spied this. It's actually zircon. Decent little chunk of zircon. So keep your eyes out, and you can find some nice things. But I've just moved up a bit. I was down here. That's where I got the last pan, a lot of gold in it. Good gold too. I've moved up a bit to the start of the crack here. It's a bit higher up in the creek. But I've got into a lot of this thick clay, and it does have material through it. bit of colouring as well from mineralisation, so either it's like that because the bedrock's decomposed a bit more up here, or it hasn't been cleaned out in a long time, which might mean we get plenty of gold in it. Let's hope for the later of the two. Anyway, there's only one way to find out. Alright, we're going to do a live pan of that heavy clay material, so everyone can see if it's better or worse than what we've been panning. Have a guess, you'll find out in a minute. Quite interested myself. We've got heavies in there, ironstone. You don't get a lot of devil's dice out here, but you do get plenty of ironstone. When you've got these heavies, sometimes it's easier to not try and push them over the riffles, just work them over the smooth. Just keep an eye on what's going on, stratify. Oh, I see gold. So I got some gold halfway down there. Just keep an eye on it. Don't let it fall through. I don't know, it's looking alright so far. Heavies and gold. Let's pull it back, have a look. Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad at all. Just get you in the shade. I've just spread it out accidentally, but there's plenty of gold in there all the way through it. I don't know, I reckon it's on par, if not a tiny bit better. You know what, let's get into it. Now, I'm not sure how well this is going to show, but if you look in the water, just there's a piece of gold. That really demonstrates how well this slate bedrock actually holds and traps gold. He's just sitting there on the top. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take that bit of gold, because it would look better with me than in the creek. Thank you. I did about 4 or 5 pans there, and I ended up way off the pay streak, and I was getting bugger all per pan. I was quite disappointed. And yeah, I found my way back onto the pay streak. I got my spec count up again. Now just got to continue. Get back into it, get some more gold. Well, I left my spot that produces to have a look around and do a bit of prospecting. See if I can find any other spots. I'll just go around and I'll check the gullies in the vicinity of the areas that I know hold gold. This one looks promising. I just poured a pan up before. I had a couple shows of colour to the pan, nothing special though. But a new spot's better than just having one spot. It's always good to have other options up your sleeve. We've come down to the river and we got a bar. That's alright. What we got on that thing? God, that could please you. Not huge, but good eating size. Better than sitting around doing nothing, eh? Better than being on the couch. Righto guys, here's what we got for today down at the creek with fine gold. It's all very fine stuff, but it all adds up pretty well. You know, when you look at it like that, it just starts to add up well.